Hi guys, today I'm going to discuss the play The Merchant of Venice written by William Shakespeare. The play sets in 16th century England in the city of Venice. The main character Antonio, who is a merchant of Venice and Christian by faith. In first act we see him in a melancholic mood, and through conversations with his friend Crescenio we come to know that he is melancholic by choice. There is one more reason for his sadness, as his trade ships haven't returned yet. He has a dear friend, Bassanio, another major character, and both share a strong bond of friendship. But Bassanio has a different nature. He is noble by birth and is reckless in use of money and love affairs. Now he wants to marry a rich girl in Belmont and he needs 300 ducats. For this he seeks Antonio's help as always. But Antonio apologizes because his merchant ships haven't shown any signs of return. Yet he proposes that they take money from Shylock and he will pay him back once his ships return. Here comes another major character, Shylock, the Jew. He is a major character of the play and Jew by faith. He lends money on usury and is a intolerant zealot. Because Venice has been a victim of religious extremism between Jews and Christians, and as a minority, Jews could not own property, so they adopted usury business. Antonio hated Jewish people and their usury business and had spit towards Shylock's face once. But now Antonio and Bassanio are here to borrow money from him. Now Shylock believes it's time to take the revenge. He says, okay, I will lend you money, but if you fail to pay me back, then I will cut a piece of flesh from Antonio's body. Bassanio abhors the idea, but Antonio agrees, and they sign a bond. Now Bassanio has money, and with the thoughts of a beautiful lady, he sails to Belmont. Portia is a rich girl in Belmont. She is the heiress of enormous wealth left by her father, but her father also left a condition for her suitor before marrying her. Portia's father left her 3 caskets, and the right casket has Portia's photo in it. So the suitor has to choose the right casket before marrying her. 2 suitors are before Bassanio reached there and chose gold and silver casket on the basis of their physical appearances, but they could not find Portia's photo. Now Bassanio arrives. He chooses lead casket because he believes appearances can be deceptive, and this lead casket turns out to be the right one. So Portia also finds her perfect suitor and falls in love with Bassanio. And in her words, she expresses her love for him. Bassanio's friend Crescenio, who already had come with him, falls in love with Nerissa, who is a maid of Portia. Crescenio and Nerissa decides to marry. But the jubilations are cut short by Antonio's letter from Venice. It contains a news that Antonio was unable to pay back his loan to Shylock and Shylock's intent to cut his flesh. This makes Bassanio worried and he rushes back to Venice. Back in Venice, Shylock is determined to cast his revenge and he is listening to nobody. Neither Duke, Antonio's friend, or accepting double amount. Besides his hatred towards Antonio, there are few other reasons for Shylock that make him much rigid in the play, and he decides to cut the flesh. The reasons being, in Venice he faces rigid religious discriminations. His daughter elopes with Lorenzo, who is a Christian. So altogether he faces betrayal from his daughter and also from his Christian friends. With this, he also believes that Antonio's kind nature is disastrous for his business because he gives interest-free loans, which is harmful for the business of usury. Now he claims that justice to be done according to the agreement. In Belmont, Portia is worried about Bassanio and she finds a solution. She manages to disguise herself as a judge and reaches Venice to hear the trial of Antonio. In judge's disguise, she asks Shylock to either have mercy on Antonio uh, or accept double amount and let the idea of cutting flesh go. But Shylock says he had sworn to cut his flesh and won't back out now. Portia then allows him to fulfill his demand and cut his flesh, for justice is to be done. Shylock praises the judge's intellect and moves forward to cut Antonio's flesh. But as he is about to touch Antonio, Portia has something more important to say. Shylock had to cut without dropping Antonio's blood because in Venice law you cannot bleed a Christian. So this makes the situation impossible for Shylock, right? So Shylock backs out and asks for double amount. He says, okay, I'm okay with the double amount, but now Portia says that he cannot back out, and if he does, his property is to be confiscated. This makes the situation worse for Shylock, and he loses his money and honor as well. What a tragic end for him. Towards the end of the play, there is another important or notable incident. You can call it a ring incident. The disguised judge, who is in fact Portia, demands Bassanio that he should give him his wedding ring as a repayment for saving his friend's life. Bassanio doesn't want this, but against his wishes, he gives his ring to the disguised judge. When he reaches back to Belmont, Portia pretends that she is angry with Bassanio because he has given his ring to someone else. Antonio tells Portia that he had requested Bassanio to give away his beloved ring as a token of gratitude to the judge, and that Bassanio is not disloyal with her. So finally, Portia discloses that she was a judge herself and she did everything for the love of Bassanio. This ends the play in laughter and smiles. Here are a few questions at the end that you can ask yourself for better understanding. I hope you like the video. For more interesting videos, please visit our YouTube channel. Thank you. Bye bye.